There's Dustin Mercer hitting in the 2-hole. Look at what he has done in the NCAA tournament for Murray State. 552 with 7 runs batted in. He'll be behind Jonathan Hogart. Carson Garner will also bat this inning for Dan Skirka's Racers. In his 7th year as head coach, the Missouri Valley Coach of the Year. Just 40 years old, and what a job he has done in a short time with this Racers program. We talked about Zatkowski. He is going to get the start. Freshman left-hander out of Clarksville, Maryland. Biggest start of his young career. And he made a big one last week. Pitched into the 5th in the regional final. That victory over Oklahoma State 8 days ago. But boy, the intensity ratchets up here, Greg.
Yeah, he needs to be in the zone. Fastball's 87 to 90. Needs to locate, stay out of the middle. You're going to give up some hits, just no free passes.
Jack Coombs Field hosting postseason baseball for the first time in its 94-year history, and it comes down to Game 3 in the Supers. And the first pitch is outside to Jonathan Hogart. Hogart 2 for 7 with a home run here this weekend. Hit the first pitch from Kyle Johnson over the left field wall yesterday as he fouls that one off. That was his 20th home run and his 7th leadoff home run of the year. He leads the nation. He loves to ambush that first pitch.
And if you throw him a first pitch fastball, which Zatkowski did not, floated a little changeup away, trying to take advantage of that aggressiveness.
1-1, and this is hammered deep left. This has a chance. Albright going back. He watches it lead. He has done it again. 8th leadoff home run of the season. And right away, Murray State throws the first punch.
Goes up there with a game plan. He is looking to do damage. You don't see it that often in the leadoff spot. Hogart gets a hanging slider up and in and just destroys that ball to left field.
And now Dustin Mercer at the plate. There's Dan Skirka. He has to love how this has started. 2 games in a row. Here's the pitch that hung to Hogart.
That slider just a couple spins short from being effective. Left right out over, right in his bat plane.
Swing and a miss. And now a ball and 2 strikes to Dustin Mercer, the redshirt senior right fielder out of Weddington, North Carolina. Been in the 2-hole for 3 straight years for Coach Skirka, and he goes down. So Zatkowski gets the first out via the strikeout. And Duke, since 2018, is 0-6 in games where a win would have put them in the College World Series. There is Chris Pollard. And what a job he has done in 13 seasons reviving this Duke program. The winningest coach in program history.
Really under-talked about is how good of a coach he is.
Those are the College World Series appearances for Duke. 64 years since the last one. Going back, this has a chance for Garner. At the wall, it is off the wall. And Garner will walk into second base with a stand-up, 1-out double.
Love the effort here by Johnson.
Now batting second baseman, number 12,
Garner. Showing the pop. He's got all the pop in the middle of this lineup with 17 home runs and just misses one there.
Hit his 47th homer yesterday, a 2-run shot in the 2nd inning. And now he's at second base for Dom Decker. Peels it off foul.
Clay, is it too early just to intentionally walk him right here?
He's been hard to get out.
He's been so good.
358, no homers, and 47 runs batted in. Not your prototypical cleanup hitter. But he sprays it all over the field, and look out, he almost clipped Anthony Ortega, the third base coach. Unfortunately, is able to grin this one off.
That's why they got those helmets on, those little skull caps. He ends up about 80 feet down the line. That ball was smashed.
That's outside to Decker. Decker has reached in 40 straight games. Has an on-base percentage over 500, tops in the Missouri Valley Conference. As Murray State has jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Garner at second with one out. Winner of this one on to Omaha. Dan Skirka, Missouri Valley Coach of the Year. 5 straight years of 30-plus wins. 43 wins this season, a program record. And this is hit on a line into center field. Garner being waved around by Ortega, and he will easily score. And Murray State has a 2-0 lead. Dom Decker, his 7th run batted in of the Super Regional.
Yeah, over the year he has not done well against lefties, but this is what I'm talking about. Flat plane swing. He gets the hands up to the ball, able to stay through it. The dude just can flat out rake.
You can say that about a lot of guys in this lineup, including Mastoni, who's hitting now, and he sends it toward the gap in right center. Little flare, and it gets down for a hit. 4th hit of the inning for the Racers. Man, these guys have come out with their hair on fire. Henry Zatkowski is going to get a visit from Brady Kirkpatrick, the Duke pitching coach.
Probably is going to start getting some action. This is the last game of the year if they do not win, so it's all hands on deck. They're going to get some movement down there, and they're going to try to get, I saw Easterly get down there, and he's one of their closers.
There's Luke Mastoni, the transfer from Cal State Fullerton. He had 9 hits in the Oxford Regional with 9 runs batted in and didn't make the all-regional team. And the whole reason that Duke is hosting this Super this weekend is because Murray State upset Ole Miss in Oxford last week. And there you see the bullpen starting to stir around for the Blue Devils. 2-0 Murray State here in the first. 2 on, still just 1 out, and here's Will Vierling. Hit on the hands, fouled off. Left-handed hitting catcher. Had a great day yesterday with 4 runs batted in. The Wisconsin native 4 for 9 in the Super Regional. Had a 2-run double in the Racers' 9-run 7th yesterday. 2 on for him here. And he sends this one into right field. Base hit. Ortega is going to put the stop sign up for Decker. And he will hold up. Bases loaded now for Murray State.
Nice throw by Kyle Johnson in there. Vierling just drags the bat through the zone and flips this little slider into right field. This is what I'm talking about. He gets out there and hooks it. He has hooked a lot of sliders so far this weekend. And he gets out there and covers the outside part of the plate on a really pretty well located slider.
Well, Murray State picking up where they left off yesterday. Already 5 hits in this ballgame. Bases loaded for Dan Talon, and believe it or not, in the 7-hole, Talon is the RBI leader of this team. 75 runs batted in to the senior left fielder. Talon has 41 2-out RBIs this year, 10 for 19 with the bases loaded. Decker, Mastoni, and Vierling on the bases. That's outside.
Zatkowski, you want to settle in right here. You got to get a strikeout. Your infield is playing back, so a ground ball up the middle is going to plate another run. Trying to look for one more pitch to get a strikeout, and then you move on from there.
Way outside. 2-2. Henry Zatkowski, 3rd straight left-hander to start in this series. Owen Pruksch, game one. Kyle Johnson yesterday, and now Zatkowski. Swung on and missed. Got him. Boy, Henry needed that. 2 down.
You got to put yourself in a position to get a punch out when the bases are loaded, less than 2 outs. Shows him a couple sliders away and then goes straight upstairs, four-seam fastball, high ride, big second out.
2 outs, and here's the 8-hole hitter and designated hitter, Nico Bermeo. And he'll look at a breaking ball for strike 1. Bermeo in his 5th year. A transfer from Division III Aurora University. 0 for 6 in the Super Regional. He's the only racer without a hit yesterday. Flashes this one foul. But you and I were down on the field and we talked to Dan Skirka, and he said that the 7th inning leadoff walk that he had after falling behind 0-2 was a backbreaker for Duke after they pulled within 2 runs.
It was, and you can't, they get back to it. So it's 10-3, and here comes Duke, get it to 10-8. And then bottom of the 7th, leadoff man walks. They end up having 12 guys come to the plate, 9 runs score, and the game is open and done.
This one is buggy hooked down, out of play. Boy, this is intense for these coaches. You're 60 games into the year roughly, and it all comes down to this. Your season carries on to Omaha or it's done. 1-2 put on the ground to second. Jake Berger is there, and that's going to end the inning as Murray State scores 2 but leaves the bases loaded. So Zatkowski walks to the dugout having limited the damage. But what an inning for Murray State again, as they have a first inning lead for the 2nd straight day. A homer by Hogart, a double by Garner, and the Racers off and running in Durham. And that's the case again tonight, but they're already down 2-0. Here is Chris Pollard's lineup, and looks very similar to the lineup we saw in game 1. Wallace Clark again leading it off. There you see Kyle Johnson in the 9-hole. He had a 4-for-4 game with a home run, a couple of doubles, and drove in 5 out of that spot 2 days ago.
He looked like the best player, best two-way player that I've ever seen on game 1. Just electric, major power, doubles, home runs, knocked in most of their runs.
This is Kane Elming, senior out of Canton, Michigan. 6-2 with a 4.3 ERA, making his 10th start. 2nd year at Murray State, a transfer from Kellogg Community College in Battle Creek, Michigan. And he has been staked to a 2-run lead before he even throws pitch 1.
Talk about relaxation. You get a 2-run lead, your offense shows up early. Settle in a little bit. There's still going to be some nerves. Biggest game of his life, but he needs to work on the bottom of the zone and stay out of the middle of that plate.
Wallace Clark, the senior captain for the Blue Devils, stands in. Clark was 0 for 3 in game 1. Hit a solo homer in the 3rd inning yesterday. He has had a great national tournament, was the most outstanding player at Athens. 9 hits, couple of homers there. And that pitch stays away off speed, 2-0. Kane Elmy, not a big strikeout guy. He's going to pitch to contact.
25 strikeouts on the year. Best night was 3 strikeouts.
Well, this can't make Dan Skirka happy or the pitching coach Steve Adkins happy. You get a 2-run lead and then you go 3-0 to the leadoff man. There's the first strike.
All right, settle in now. Skirka, that look that Coach Skirka just gave was to his pitcher was like, where was that at? It looked like it just hit the catcher right in the glove.
And missed high, walked him. This was Duke's MO on Saturday. They drew 10 free passes, 8 walks, a couple of hit by pitches, and even though they only had 6 hits in the ballgame, they had so much traffic on the bases, it propelled them to the 7-4 win.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the key for the game. Missouri, Murray State's going to score runs. Duke's going to score runs. It's how many free passes either team allows, and right there, leadoff walk. We saw that yesterday. They come around to score a lot.
Now here's A.J. Gracia. Gracia, 1 for 3 with a homer in his first at bat yesterday. His first at bat of the weekend because he served a 1-game suspension on Saturday after being ejected from the regional final for that home run prop on the field. It's outside 2-0. Gracia is a special player. A lot of folks, Greg, think that he's a projected first rounder.
Really is, and you can see Christian Yelich is just same stance, same look, same body type. Great swing when we see one.
So I got a miss, 2-1. 89 upstairs. And there's the hard hat that has become customary around these parts. Status symbol of this Duke program. That's the home run prop, 2 in the dugout. That's what got Gracia in trouble last week. 2 balls and 2 strikes to AJ. He's had a great second half of the season. Gracia was hitting under 200 in early April, but in workmanlike fashion has put in the work to bring that average to 295 coming into play tonight. Throw to first. And Clark is back. You know, neither of these teams run a lot. They don't steal a lot.
Now this will be old-time Orioles baseball. Wait for the 3-run home run. Very little small ball, stolen bases, sack bunts.
Up the middle, base hit. Gracia puts it into center. Clark motoring to third, and he'll get there easily. Gracia's second hit of the super. Runners at the corners and nobody out for Duke.
Everything in this at bat had been away, away, away. This is a really well-located changeup, but the pitch before that, he spoiled a fastball away and was late on it. Changeup's not the right pitch right there, no matter how well located, and Gracia is on time, takes it right back up the box.
Here comes the hometown hero, Ben Miller from Durham, North Carolina. Best mustache in college baseball. And he has a team best .321 batting average. 63 runs batted in, 21 homers on the campaign. And he hit 21 yesterday. Up and in. He has been playing hurt, Greg. Hit on the right hand in the regionals, missed the regional final. And it's that top hand, his throwing hand, that's giving him a little pain. It's about pain tolerance right now. And this is how they celebrated the regional win. And keep an eye on Ben Miller and how he tries to protect that sore hand.
I want to get in. I want to get in. Now, don't touch me. He's scuffled a little bit swinging the bat first game. Yesterday, he did not scuffle at all. You'll see that hand come off the bat a little bit at the end of a swing. That's just one of those, well, how much pain can you tolerate? Because it's not going to be better until the season's over with.
Transfer from Penn, second year at Duke. 2 on, nobody out. Throw over to first. Kane Elmy battling here in the first inning, much like Henry Zatkowski of Duke did in the first. 2-0 Murray State. Tying runs on base. Popped up right side. Luke Mistonian foul ground. Right fielder calling him off. Dustin Mercer makes a running catch by the bullpen and gets it in quickly as Clark stays at third. Now, Dustin Mercer covered a lot of ground to get the first out.
Yeah, that one was a long run for that right fielder. Great catch, gets the ball in quickly. Had a very nice catch on Saturday, diving over this same bullpen mound. See him calling off Mastoni.
Yeah, and you can see that bullpen mound is in play, you know, for these fielders when they come into foul ground, and it's something they have to be wary of. As Jake Hyde hits, there's not a lot of foul territory, especially as you go further down the lines here at Jack Coombs.
Yeah, no, it's a nice old ball stadium built in '31, so see the same kind of thing. Wrigley Field, Oakland, both have those mounds in play.
Jake Hyde looks at ball two. There's that old-fashioned grandstand. And they have put a lot of work into their stadium, and they're going through a multi-phase improvement on the facility. New turf, new dugouts here the last year. This is hammered to right. Mercer is there. He'll make the catch. Tagging, coming home is Clark. Ball is cut off, and Duke is on the board. It's 2-1. RBI sac fly for Jake Hyde.
Got the ball into the outfield, did his job, his first RBI of this super regional.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 8, Ben Rouse.
66th run batted in for Hyde, who's had a solid first year at Duke, a grad transfer from Georgetown. Ben Rounds is the DH tonight after starting in left field the last couple of games. Runner goes from first, and Bierling bobbled it. No throw. So Gracia with a stolen base.
Gracia is one of their better base stealers. Good jump, shallow lead. Looked like I couldn't tell if Bierling got his hand caught on the umpire right behind him. He just did not get a grip on the ball. I don't think anybody was covering anyway, Clay.
Just their second stolen base for Duke in the last 12 games. Now Rounds swings and miss. 0-2. Rounds 3 for 9 with a homer and 4 runs batted in here in the Supers. He's from Milton, Mass. Transfer from Harvard. It's outside, 1-2.
Elmy has settled in. First initial walk and then a nice at bat by Gracia. But he settled in, moves the ball really well. Good location on his fastball, side to side of the plate.
Kane Elmy lost his last start at the regionals. Ole Miss scored 4 runs in 2 1/3 back on June 1st. But the start prior to that beat UIC in the Valley tournament, allowed just 2 runs in 6 2/3. Trying to channel that kind of performance here tonight. And still trying to settle in. Now works with Ben Rounds here, and it's a full count.
Yeah, he's just not landed that changeup yet. I think we've seen one slider, a couple of changeups. Every changeup other than the one Gracia hit has not been a strike.
Walked him. Second walk of the inning for Kane Elmy.
Both of these coaches are going to get to the bullpen as fast as they can. Both of them, that's a strong suit.
Left fielder, number 40, Tyler Albright.
Reese Oakley, we have seen him already in their Super Regional.
Threw well on game 1.
It's all hands on deck for both.
Oh, yeah. You just like you get your starter 3 or 4 innings, be competitive and keep you in the game.
2 on, 2 out for Albright. He's going to chop it to the left side. The third baseman, Garner, throws across to retire Tyler Albright. So Elmy gets off the field, allowing 1 and protecting the Murray State lead. We head to the second in Durham. Look at the Duke program before Chris Pollard and under Chris Pollard. 5 national tournament appearances before him, 7 since. This is the 4th Super Regional appearance. Had a chance to punch a ticket to Omaha yesterday, didn't happen, but Pollard turned it into a positive. He said, "We look at this with nothing but gratitude. We get to play in a winner-take-all, to go to the College World Series on our field, which will make that story, if we win it, that much better." And so that's the mindset for Chris Pollard and the Duke Blue Devils tonight.
I just love the positivity and the outlook on it all. Just said, you know what, you guys got another day of playing with your teammates.
9-1-2 for Murray State, leading 2-1 here in the second. Connor Cunningham, true freshman shortstop. Slick fielder, Missouri Valley Conference co-freshman of the year. After an 0 for 3 on Saturday, was 3 for 5 with a 2-run homer yesterday. And he strikes out on the breaking pitch. So Henry Zatkowski, who struggled in the first inning, gave up a couple of runs and needed 27 pitches to navigate the first. It's the first out on a strikeout.
The slider, 40% chase rate, gets Cunningham chasing it out of the zone. Zatkowski has settled in, gotten the last 3 guys out, 2 by punch out.
And here's Hogart again. 21 homers now after that launch job to left field in his first at bat. Hogart is the first 20 home run, 20 double man in Murray State history. Transfer from Louisiana Tech. And here's what he did in the first inning.
Much like every power hitter I've ever faced, you have to get them in. You have fastballs in, breaking balls in. If you do not get it in, it gets punished. And right now, Zatkowski is trying to get the ball in on the hands. Don't let him get those big arms extended.
The 0-2, it's upstairs. Hogart turns away from ball 1. So what did Zatkowski learn about this Murray State lineup first time through?
I really do think it's just a matter of him settling in and making his pitches.
Well, he gets a pop-up here and handles it himself. That's a big out to get Hogart, who homered off him last time. 2 down.
You got to drive this ball in with authority right below the hands, right at the belt. He gets it in there. You can see how far down the bat handle it is. And then Zatkowski with a little casual catching this pop-up like he's in BP. I still don't see why they don't let us catch all the pop-ups in the infield.
Strike to Dustin Mercer. You contend that pitchers are really athletes.
I will contend that until my last day here, yes.
Dustin Mercer, a strikeout victim to Zatkowski. Last inning. Mercer 6 for 12 with an RBI here in the Super Regionals. Swung out and missed, 1-2, and this Zatkowski go-around here in the second looks much more comfortable than the first.
Yeah, he's starting to show some of the off-speed for strikes. He's starting to locate on sides of the plate and getting ahead. Every pitcher on the face of the earth have much better averages against when they get ahead. Zatkowski is no different, almost a 70-point difference ahead and behind in the count.
Oh, that got away from him. It ran in and got Mercer on the ribs. So a 2-out hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Carson Garner, very dangerous hitter for the Racers.
Now batting the third baseman, number 8, Carson Garner.
Ouch. Right in the rib cage. And that's going to take a couple minutes to get that one out. That stung.
So a man on now for Carson Garner, the senior from Franklin, Tennessee. Had a double and a run scored in the first inning. This is yesterday, game 2 of the Super Regional, his home run. His 17th of the year.
Another guy wants to get his arms extended, try to work in, get him outside the zone.
Check swing. Strike 2. Garner walked a couple of times yesterday. Now has 60 on the year, broke a 51-year-old school record. Held by Jack Perconti, who played in the big leagues. Looks at strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Zatkowski. And a much cleaner second. Halfway through the second inning, it stays 2-1 Murray State.
Zatkowski gets the big punch out. He's starting to find the zone with all 3 pitches. Big 0 put up on the board.
The NCAA Men's College World Series in Omaha begins this Friday, the 46th consecutive year it's on ESPN, and the 23rd straight year every game is on ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Alongside Auburn Hall of Famer, former big leaguer, and Omaha native Greg Olson, I'm Clay Matvick. Great to have you with us tonight from Durham. The winner of this game on to Omaha. Winner gets the Bruins of UCLA on Saturday in the Big O. And this is Macon Winslow to lead it off for Duke here in the second. By the way, ESPN Research just got back to us. You caught 2 pop-ups in your entire big league career.
Yes, I did. I had to call off Cecil Fielder for one of them. And I didn't drop any either, Clay. Caught them all in the air.
Says you. The 0-2. Oh, that's a great-looking breaking ball. A real tight shape there from Kane Elmy. And that is his first strikeout.
Looks like both these guys are settling in a little bit after a rough first inning. Nice tight slider, catches the outside corner. Vierling frames it up. Brandon Cooper rings it up.
One out, and here's Jake Berger now. Second baseman from Boston, 0 for 5 in the Super Regional. You know, where Murray State has had some length to its lineup here in the Super Regionals, Duke has struggled a little bit with that. Helps tonight that Kyle Johnson's in the 9-hole, but here's a guy, Jake Berger, they would like to get going.
Yeah, Berger's had a rough Super Regional, and other than the game 1 where Kyle Johnson went 4 for 4 with 5 RBI, the bottom of the line has been real quiet for Duke.
And on the hand, slow roller. First baseman Mustoni, pitcher covering Elmy. 2 down, and now Elmy has retired 3 in a row going back to last inning.
You see both of these guys, Zatkowski and Elmy, really getting into the little bit more of a groove, finding a way to get ahead, and then using their good ability to locate fastballs on both corners of the plate.
Kyle Johnson, the sophomore from Leesburg, Virginia, two-way star. Yesterday struggled on the mound as the Duke starter, but it didn't make people forget about what he did on Saturday at the plate. And he gets hit by the first pitch he sees tonight.
What we saw out of Kyle Johnson was the same thing as I've been talking about so far. Big power hitter. He needs to get his arms extended, get a fastball out over. He got 4 of them on Saturday and just smoked all 4 of them. So this one, all right, we're going to change up the game, spin a breaking ball, and just a cement mixer catches a piece of the arm.
So a 2-out hit by pitch. Man on for Wallace Clark, the leadoff hitter. Wallace Clark is trying to make it to Omaha with his second program. You might remember that he was at Oklahoma and a part of that national runner-up team back in 2022. He was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year for the Sooners that year. 1 strike. And this one is lined into left center field, base hit. Going to third and getting there with ease as Johnson runners at the corners. All this happening with 2 outs.
Murray State's in a shift, so they're shifted over to the pull side. So you think a changeup would be a good pitch. Wallace Clark sees it elevated at the belt, stays inside of it. Great swing, great piece of hitting. And Kyle Johnson great base running to get to third base on a ball in front of him in left field.
And here's A.J. Gracia. 15 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Single and a stolen base in the first inning. Checked his swing. Didn't go, 1-0. Gracia, first team freshman All-American last year. 14 homers, 58 runs batted in. Similar numbers this year.
Got off to a real rough start. And Coach Pollard was talking about his BABIP, which is batted balls in play, was at 160. And so I had to ask, I was like, was it mechanics? What was it? He goes, it was a little bit of everything, where it's just bad pitches to hit. And
this is hit a mile high. There is a light breeze blowing out. It's going to stay in the ballpark on the warning track. Mercer is there to haul it in. So Elmy strands two. And after 2 innings, Murray State has a 1-run lead. We're going to talk to Chris Pollard backside of this break. Off to the 3rd inning in this winner-take-all Super Regional game. Murray State 2, Duke 1. Let's bring in Chris Pollard, head coach of the Blue Devils. Coach, a chance to do something special here, something that hasn't been done since '61 at Duke. Talk about the culture. This is a blue-collar culture that you have started here. The hard hat is the symbol of your program. And you talk about intentional gratitude. What does that mean?
It just means that we've got to take time every day to be grateful for this opportunity and all the opportunities that we've been given. And I told our guys last night after the ball game, I said, hey, when you practice intentional gratitude, that means being grateful for it all, even the stuff that's hard, even the adversity. And so we really leaned into that last night. Our guys came out with a great mindset today, had a great pregame, and this is a really good ball game so far. Henry's throwing the ball great for us right now.
yeah, he really is. Tell us about Ben Miller, hometown hero.
He's had an unbelievable career. You know, the funny story, or the ironic story there, is we had a chance to offer him out of high school and passed, and we had a moment where we talked about it and said, look, if we don't offer this guy, we're probably going to regret it. And sure enough, he went off the pen, had a great career, and literally within seconds after he went in the portal, we were on the phone with him, and I just said, Ben, don't hold it against me. We got it wrong the first time. I'm going to get it right this time. We want you to come finish out your career at Duke, and man, what a job he's done.
Well, you've got him now. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
Coach.
Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Chris Pollard. His dad woke up for work at 4:45 a.m. 6 days a week for 33 years, and that's where he gets his blue-collar work ethic from. And there's a strikeout to start the 3rd inning for Henry Zatkowski. Dom Decker, who's been a tough guy to get out through the last couple of days, strikes out for the first out of the 3rd.
Yeah, he's really settled in. Nice little cut changeup almost. Gets on the outside part of the plate, and just the speed difference good enough to get Decker to strike out. And finally feel like he got him out one time on the supers.
And now Mastoni had a soft line drive into right center field for a base hit his first time up. His average now 342 on the year. I mean, these aren't guys just hovering around 300. It's 342, 353, 358. These guys can really rake.
Yeah, they really can. They got here, I mean, it's 1 through 9. Flat plane swings, not trying to do too much.
Had 5 hits right away in the first inning, none since. He jumped out to that 2-0 lead. Duke answered back with 1 in the bottom of the first. Ground ball up the line. Here is Ben Miller. He's got a tender right hand, but that's right on the screws for out number 2.
Well, after that rush start, Zatkowski, 12 of 14 first pitch strikes. His fastball in on the hands, and always curious to see how Ben's going to throw the ball across the infield. He's had one that was a little shaky, but other than that, it's pretty clean.
Again, it's a matter of pain tolerance. Every day it's going to get better, obviously, and I don't think it's as wrapped up as it was in game 1.
I don't think it was either, yeah. Yeah, you could see the 2 fingers taped together. Probably a little bit of a splint, which should get in the way of the throwing of the baseball.
A little bit of tape, but it's a lot less than what we saw on Saturday. So 2 outs for Will Vierling. He'll put it in play. Shift is on, so from the outfield, it is Jake Berger doing the honors. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Henry Zatkowski. Halfway through the third, coming up next, an interview with Big Skirk, Dan Skirka. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey, Coach Dan. We're going to be with you here shortly.
Sounds great.
Do you know where your kid is sitting, by chance?
Man, that's a good question. No clue. I think he's wearing his cream jersey again, though. So he.
Murray State 2, Duke 1. As the Blue Devils get ready to hit here in Game 3 of this Super Regional. Winner on to Omaha in the College World Series. Let's bring in Dan Skirka as the Racers have the lead. Coach, chance for your program to do something it has never done here tonight, and you put Kame Elmy on the mound tonight. 6 wins on the season. He has pitched in some big games, but I doubt as big as this one.
Yeah, nobody in Racer history has pitched in a game this big. So, but man, he got the nerves settled. You know, had a couple 50-50 balls not go his way, but you know, I like how he's competing. He's giving us a chance here.
What's this mean to Murray State?
You can't put it into words. You just can't. The alumni, our community, the university, everybody's watching back home. They've been outstanding. My phone's been blowing up 24/7 from our great fans.
Is little Skirk pretty excited?
Yeah, you know, he played in the pool all day. He got to eat some Chick-fil-A, and now he gets to watch Racer baseball. I mean, what's better than that?
All right, Dan, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Good
Coach.
luck.
Thanks, guys.
We're talking about his 9-year-old son, Keegan, who has become a kind of a mascot for the program in a lot of ways. He's down on the field for batting practice. He's up in the stands right now, but Keegan, a big part of this fun run for Murray State baseball this year.
He's got 27 big brothers out there playing right now.
And there's the team at Keegan's Little League game earlier this week after they clinched the regional. An upset in Oxford over Ole Miss. Beat Ole Miss twice. And that's the reason Duke got to host here this weekend, as they came out of Athens, the 2 seed there. That just missed inside. You can see Elmy's reaction. Thought that was a strike.
Yeah, it was a really good pitch. Got the bottom of the zone. Miller's being very patient. He goes up there with a game plan. He has an approach for every pitcher, every at bat.
Ben Miller fouls it off. Ben Miller, as Chris Pollard alluded to, just quintessential part of what Duke has been about this year. Second all-time in home runs in a single season at Duke. Ryan Jackson has 22. His next homer will tie him. Swings and misses here. Big out to start the third, getting Miller.
This is such an underutilized pitch. First of all, righty-righty changeup. Gets on the inside of the baseball. Big screwball action. And I've always been a fan of changeups in. It's just a very underutilized pitch for some reason that nobody can explain to me.
Second strikeout for Elmy. And Hyde jumps on the first pitch but fouls it off. Hyde had an RBI sac fly in the first inning. It's the only run on the board so far for Duke. And Duke has been knocking at Omaha's door for some time. 4th Super Regional in 7 years. Trying to kick that door down tonight.
That's the motto. Kick the door down. To see a bunch of shirts out in front of me right here, wearing that mono and that hard hat mentality.
They got to be thanking Murray State in a way because of the upset that Murray State pulled in Oxford. They are hosting here, and this team has been so good at home this year. 30 of their 41 wins have come here at Jack Coombs Field. 2-1 is rocketed to right center field by Jake Hyde. Goodbye home run. And we're tied up at 2. 12th home run of the year for Hyde.
Jake Hyde had been quiet so far this super. He went up there with a game plan. This slider's down in the zone, and he gets down there, drops the head on it, 109 exit velo. This ball is just hammered.
And now Ben Rounds. Hyde is another guy, Greg, who was really struggling early on in the year. There was a point going into the second month of the season where his batting average was below the Mendoza line. And now, I mean, can't imagine Duke without him in the lineup.
Yeah, and they actually took him out for a weekend and tried to just get him to reset, get away from the game a little bit. And after that, he really turned it around.
We'll put that construction hard hat on. That's the home run prop that got Gracia in trouble last week. It's a no-no to bring that out on the field.
It was only out there for about 2 feet. But yes.
It cost Gracia the rest of that game and a 1-game suspension in the Supers. So it's got to stay in the dugout. But it looks good on the guys. 1-1 to Rounds. He'll hold up there, 2-1. So now a brand new ball game, tied at 2.
Well, you knew that both these pitchers were, you hoped both the pitchers would settle in. And you know both these offenses can swing it, doubles, home runs. You're going to give up singles. You're going to give up doubles. You just don't want to give up the free passes. And both of these pitchers, Elmy and Zatkowski, have settled in, working the zone. We might see these starting pitchers get through 5, and then it's going to be a bullpen arms race.
Ben Rounds, the transfer from Harvard. 2-2 pitch. Looks at strike 3, second out. And strikeout number 3 for Kane Elmy.
He's been working the bottom of the zone, has not gotten all the calls down here right at the knees. Down and in, paints the inside corner right above the knees. Nice answer.
There's another guy Duke would like to get unhinged. Tyler Albright, 1 for 7 coming into the game. Grounded out his first time up. He was terrific in the postseason a couple of years ago. Made the Conway All-Regional team. Had a 3-hit game in the Supers at Virginia in 2023. Pretty quiet so far the last few days. Chop foul, 1-1.
Yeah, his lone hit in the Oxford Regional was a home run. So he got a couple RBI, but has been quiet since.
He's a fantastic opposite field hitter. It's really when he's at his best. This one he's going to pull, and there's a base hit. Seven teams already making their way and making their plans to Omaha. Coastal Carolina, Arizona, Oregon State, Louisville from the ACC. UCLA will take on the winner of this one, and we're going to have an all-SEC game on Saturday night in Omaha, Arkansas, and LSU. That is going to be a barn burner. And now here comes Dan Skirka to the mound. With 2 outs in the 3rd inning. He's going to go to the bullpen, and Reese Oakley is going to make his 7th appearance of the Super Regional. We step aside. The Racers of Murray State, a 4 seed coming out of the regional round. And 4 seats have made it to Omaha. Oral Roberts in 2023, just a couple of years ago. Stony Brook, that big upset in Baton Rouge in 2012 to get to the College World Series. In Fresno State in 2008. One of the last teams in the field, and they won it all.
Yeah, amazing story. Fresno State had a losing record. Wins the national championship.
Kane Elmy is done for the night, 2 2/3. He's up a couple of runs on 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. And now here's Reese Oakley, making his 14th appearance, the freshman. Pitched 2 1/3 innings of relief in Saturday's loss. They're going to him early, as Dan Skirka said they might. All hands on deck tonight, and nobody was going to have a long leash.
Yeah, no, and Oakley threw on Saturday, struggled a little bit early, but then settled in and 2 1/3 clean. Coach Skirka loves him, man. He goes, how about my freshman the other night? Fastball is going to be 89-92, 5-pitch mix, cutter, slider, curveball, changeup.
Gets a fly ball to right, should end the inning. As Reese Oakley comes on and slams the door. But Jake Hyde hits one 431 feet to right center to tie the ball game in this winner-take-all for the right to go to the College World Series. We're tied at 2 after 3. Off to the 4th inning. Murray State 2, Duke 2. And Henry Zatkowski, who labored in the 1st inning, giving up a couple of runs right out of the chute and needed 27 pitches to navigate the 1st inning, has settled in. He has retired 4 in a row. It's Dan Talon, Nico Bermeo, and Connor Cunningham, 7, 8, and 9 for Murray State here in the 4th.
Really settled in, pounding the zone early, getting ahead. And then once he gets ahead, this little fastball slider overlay and pounding the zone up and down. He gets talking on a big swinging miss.
Strikeout number 6 for Zatkowski. And here's Nico Bermeo. DH is 0 for 1. Swings at the first pitch, lofts it into foul territory. Looks playable for Hyde, and he's got it. 6 in a row set down by Big Hank, who had a tough start to his day. Now he has really found a rhythm.
Well, the thing was, he was getting behind, and now all of a sudden it's been fastball, slider, strike 1. And then after that, he is in complete control of these at-bats for the last 3 innings.
And now it's freshman to freshman. Zatkowski to Cunningham. As you see Henry Zatkowski's line, those 2 runs came right away in the 1st. All 5 of Murray State's hits came in that 1st inning.
Yeah, he is really
Nothing
settled
since.
in, yeah. Just missed with a couple pitches on the outside corner. Walks off the back, catches a deep breath, regroups, gets back into the zone.
Two-one pitch. Let's jump it in. And Cunningham spins away from it. Connor Cunningham replaced a 3-year starter at shortstop in Drew Vogel, who was drafted by the Astros last year, has played like an upperclassman. And he looks at ball 4. The number 9 hitter in the order works a walk with 2 outs, and now back to Hogart.
Had a really nice day yesterday, 3 for 5, home run, a couple RBI, just a little bit down. Winslow trying to frame it up. Here's the problem, pitchers, we see where you get it framed up to. We don't see where it actually lands. And so Winslow's great at framing it back up. Zatkowski thinks he nailed the bottom of the corner, the bottom of the zone, and he did not. It actually missed up. But you get a little bit frustrated because you're seeing where your catcher's framing it up, and you get a little frustrated thinking the umpire's missing and missing and missing, and he's actually not. I would have my bullpen catchers, I wouldn't let them frame. I wanted to see where everything was landing.
You want to know the truth.
I wanted to know the truth. I was like, quit framing the ball back to the outside corner. I was like, I'm not getting it there. And I appreciate you doing your work right here, but you're making everything look like a strike to me.
You don't want it sugar-coated, Greg Olson. You can't handle the truth. There's a strike to Jonathan Hogart, who homered in the first inning against Zatkowski. Part of that 2-run first. Hogart's 21st homer of the year. Second of the Super Regional. Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Hogart's had so many big moments for Dan Skirka's team this year. Drove in the game-winning run in the 11th inning against Belmont in the Missouri Valley tournament. What a leader he has been. Madisonville, Kentucky native.
Coach has been recruiting him since high school, just going back, chasing after him.
Off the glove of Hyde, too far. Track it down.
Yeah, one of their best base runners, just professional at bats.
Hit 400 in the Oxford Regional. Hit 3 homers there.
Might see if Cunningham would try to steal a base here to get into scoring position. Zatkowski doing a nice job of varying the looks and quick moves over there. And this lead is in no way one that you're going to steal off of.
Outside, 2-2. Cunningham drawing a 2-out walk. Get it back to the top of the order. Henry Zatkowski in his 11th start, trying to pick up his first victory since May 11th. And gets another strikeout. 7 Ks for Zatkowski. And he has kept Murray State scoreless the last 3 innings.
Zatkowski's on a roll. He goes where he needed to go. Fastball up and in. Another punch out.
Great rivalry wrapped up last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Red Sox beating the Yankees to take that series. First pitch swinging. Jake Berger to deep center. Going back is Hogart, reaching up, and it is gone. Home run. Jake Berger. Leadoff shot here in the 4th, and Duke has its first lead.
Had been 0 for 7, quiet super. First pitch fastball down in the zone. Initially watching the outfield, I'm going, it should be an F8. Just kept drifting and drifting.
Berger's first hit in the Super Regional. And it's a loud one to give Duke a lead of 3-2 as Kyle Johnson comes up. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
A little bit different approach right now from Murray State versus Kyle Johnson. Everything he got on Saturday was fastballs up and away. This time a slider, curveball, probably another breaking ball right here.
There's Kyle Johnson. 2 days ago, his home run, part of a 4-hit performance.
they kept throwing him fastballs away, and he just kept hammering them like that. It's a nice sequence right there by Oakley and Murray State. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. Get Kyle Johnson off the fastball, and you come back to it.
First strikeout for Oakley, 1 down. And there you see Jake Berger already has decided that's enough of the construction hard hat. He's taken that off. But Berger, as we talked about, a guy that they were hoping to get going, and that's a great sign for the Blue Devils. We were talking to Chris Pollard as Wallace Clark gets hit with a pitch. So base runner with 1 out. We were talking to Pollard about Berger, and he said his batting average doesn't reflect how tough the guy is to get out. He's batting in the 8 or 9 hole most of the time, but that was his 8th home run of the year and his 45th run batted in. Not what you normally see from that part of the order.
No, really high on base percentage guy. Makes the pitchers come into a real small zone, and just had struggled this postseason.
Now time is called as Reese Oakley is going to get a visit from Steve Adkins, the pitching coach. Oakley has given up a homer and hit a batter here in the inning. And there is Dylan Zenko, left-hander in the bullpen, getting loose. He pitched in game 1.
Yeah, I was going to say we saw him in game 1. Nice job. Short, effective.
Steve Adkins, former Bradley Brave, now the pitching coach for Murray State. Played for Elvis Dominguez, who just retired after a long run with the Braves. Well, they're leaving Reese Oakley in, and he has a tough task here in trying to retire A.J. Gracia. Last 32 games, almost 380, 13 homers, and 38 runs knocked in. And he looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. Gracia 1 for 2 tonight. Leads Duke in walks with 57. And of course, Duke leads the nation with well over 400. That's what's been so impressive about Duke the last couple of days. Even yesterday, when they lost the ball game, they still scored 9 runs, and they drew 4 walks in that ball game.
Yeah, they made it very competitive at the end, and it just falls into that workman-like approach of, you know, every at-bat is a grind. They make you fight to get them out. Nothing comes easy against this Duke offense.
406 walks drawn. Hey, walk at a base hit, serves the same purpose.
It does. All these guys for Duke have really worked hard on getting into a small strike zone and making pitchers work. I think we had 73 foul balls on game 1.
Yep.
That's 6 dozen baseballs that have been deposited into the stands.
2-1 pitch to Gracia. That's up in the zone and whack foul. 2-2. The sophomore center fielder. There's Wallace Clark at first base after being hit by a pitch. And Ben Miller on deck. He's 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Side snap throw to first, sliding back and getting there is Clark. Well, Veerling, the Louisville transfer, not afraid to show off his arm.
Trying to get his pitcher out of a jam. Best way to do it. Hey, back pick. What a bad effort. Just keep those guys from getting into too big of a secondary lead.
Here's the payoff pitch from Reese Oakley. And it's hammered to right. Back goes Mercer. At the wall, makes the catch. Dustin Mercer reaching up for the second out. Taking extra bases away from Gracia. What a terrific effort in right field.
Mercer's made a couple of great catches here this weekend. This one, man, off the bat, you thought it was completely and utterly out of the ballpark, but Gracia gets a little too much top spin on it. Might have taken a home run away right there. Well, off the bat, you think it's a home run. You thought it was a home run. I thought it was a home run. Everybody thought it was a home run. Pitcher took his glove off. I don't know what he was going to do with it, but.
Well, the defense for Murray State has been outstanding here in the Supers. No errors. They've had 4 in the entire NCAA tournament. And they're fielding 978. That's best in the Missouri Valley Conference. And this time of year, you know, taking runs off the board like that, that's so critical.
It was a big piece of something they worked on real hard. They were awful last year defensively. And they said, if we're going to make this next step, we got to clean up the defense. And they really got it cleaned up. 27th in the nation in fielding percentage.
Ben Miller still waiting for his first pitch of this at bat. Here it comes, and it's fouled off. Ben Miller grew up right here in Durham. Was North Carolina's 4A Player of the Year his senior season at Jordan High School just down the road. And what a thrill this is for him. You know, their family and friends here, and how important this is for this town.
64 years.
Yep.
The football team's got a little resurgent. Basketball team's always the basketball team. But what Chris Pollard has done with this baseball program for the last 8 years has completely put them on the map. And like you said, trying to kick down that last step.
That's in the turf, blocked up nicely by Vierland. Miller struck out swinging against Kane Elmy. His last time up. Duke has taken the lead with a home run here in the 4th. Oakley's 1-2 to Miller. That's outside.
See how good Vierling is. Great block on the previous curveball. That one he gets way out in the left-handed batter's box on that slider. He's keeping an eye on Clark, seeing what kind of lead he's getting into.
To third. Carson Garner, and that ends the inning. Now Jake Berger gives Duke the lead just over the glove of Jonathan Hogart in center field. But this one stays in the ballpark thanks to Dustin Mercer in right field. Fans thought they had 2 in the inning. They're going to have to settle for 1. It's 3-2 Duke. Well, Henry Zatkowski is done after 4 innings. He really settled in after a rough first inning. He gave up 5 hits and a couple of runs, including a homer in the first inning. But after that, next 3 innings, pretty darn good.
No, he really did settle in. Got ahead early, pounding the zone. Fastball sliders down. And then career-high 7 punch-outs. Just a great turnaround, really was. The last 3 innings, he was really, really good.
New pitcher is Reed Easterly. Left-handed reliever, transfer from Yale. Texas native, had a 3-inning save on Saturday, used 31 pitches to get it done. His second 3-inning save of the year. Soft liner going the other way for Mercer is foul.
Easterly's fastball's going to be a 2-seamer, so he's going to sink it and cut it a little bit, 88 to 91. The cutter is probably his most used pitch.
Mercer followed by Garner and Decker, 2, 3, and 4 for Murray State. And on the hands, another foul ball, 2 strikes. This is a guy that Chris Pollard, pitching coach Brady Kirkpatrick, really trust. Reed Easterly, 37th appearance, leads the team in innings. A lot of strikeouts.
Now very effective. He's in the zone. Works fast. Moves it in and out with that 2-seam fastball, a little sinker.
Lefty delivers. Another breaking ball misses down. 2-2. To Dustin Mercer, was hit by a pitch in the second inning his last time up. Just off the plate. Easterly thought it was strike 3. Crowd thought it was strike 3. Brandon Cooper, the home plate umpire, says no, it's not.
Talking about sticking it, and you can see he just moves it about 3 inches to get it back.
And that's ball 4. A leadoff walk here in the 5th for the Racers.
Now batting the third baseman, number 8, Carson Garner.
These are 16 walks in 71 innings. Big first pitch right there, nibbling on the corner.
So the leadoff man is on this beautiful night here in Durham, North Carolina. Winner goes to Omaha. There's a ground ball, sharply hit. Could be 2. Taylor made double play ball. Carson Garner hits it to Wallace Clark, and he starts the 6-4-3 double play.
Pitcher's best friend. 6-4-3 routine double play on a first pitch cutter.
So Easterly makes up for walking the leadoff man Mercer. It's the twin killing, and now here's Decker. RBI single in the first inning, struck out his second time up. Second team All Missouri Valley. So Reed Easterly right now out of the bullpen for Duke. And they have James Talon also available tonight. We have not seen Talon in the Super Regional, and he's a guy that, you know, they're going to find a way to use because he's probably their best overall arm.
Oh, he will definitely be in the game. It's a matter of can Easterly get another 3 innings, and then you're looking at Talon finishing up the rest of the game in a perfect Duke world.
1-2 to Decker, comebacker, and that's going to see itself into center field for a base hit. 2-out roller into center for Dom Decker, his second knock tonight, and his 8th of the Super Regional.
All this guy does is hit, and 2 for 3 on the night, 6 for 10 coming into it. It's not pretty, but he finds a way to get bat on ball. Just takes that one up the box, seeing eye single.
9 stolen bases on the year for Decker, deep in the hole, backhanded by Clark. He's going to go to first. Picked by Jake Hyde off the turf for the 3rd out. Boy, terrific defense for both of these teams tonight in a winner-take-all Super Regional Game 3 for the right to go to the Men's College World Series in Omaha this coming weekend.
Wallace Clark. Pick it clean, big 3rd out.
At 8, he's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick here in Durham. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning, Duke leading 3-2. Reese Oakley continues to pitch for the Racers. He's been hit hard. He's only given up 1 hit in an inning and a third. It was a home run. Now Now, this was the last time that Jake Hyde was to the plate. This was against Kane Elmy when he was still on the mound.
Yeah, nice breaking ball down, almost out of the zone. He gets out there and hooks it to left center, or excuse me, right center.
And Hyde got a piece of that one. After Hyde, it'll be Ben Rounds and Tyler Albright, 4, 5, and 6 here in the 5th. Murray State out hitting Duke 6-5. A couple of home runs for the Blue Devils. There's an RBI sac fly back in the 1st. That's the difference in the game. Fly ball into the corner. Dan Tocken has it in front of the warning track, and Hyde is retired.
Now batting the designated
And
hitter,
Skirk
number
has said
8,
everybody is
Ben Rounds.
available, including the 2 starters from the past 2 days. Nick Shuddy and Isaac Silva.
He
All hands
texted
on deck.
Yeah, he texted Silva this morning just to see if Silva felt good. I know he pitched just yesterday, and Silva said, "Absolutely, coach. I'm ready if you need me." That's what college baseball is all about.
Yeah.
It makes this great game so much fun.
You don't want this magical ride to end.
Ben Rounds, the Duke DH in the 5-hole, struck out his last time up, walked in the 1st. Pitch is low for the left-hander, ball and a strike. Ben Rounds hit over 400 last year for the Crimson. So Ben Rounds, a transfer from Harvard. And Jake Berger, also a transfer from Harvard. We asked Chris Pollard if they were a package deal. He said no. He had to work very hard to get each of those guys, even though they were teammates for the Crimson, in their own right. He had to work very hard to recruit each one of them. It's not like if he got one, they were both coming.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty funny story up in the Cape. Finds a way to get both of those guys.
2-1 pitch, wrapped to second, right at Dom Decker. And that's the second out as Reese Oakley has retired 4 in a row, going back to last inning.
Now batting the left fielder, number 40.
If you told me this, you asked me before the game, I thought this was going to be a 12-10 just slugfest. And these pitchers on day 3 of the tournament have found a way to get good location, good pitches, good change of speeds, and get quick outs.
First pitch swinging is Tyler Albright. Decker in shallow right field makes the catch. That is a tidy 1-2-3 inning for Oakland. We've played 5 in Durham. Still a 1-run game. Duke leads. 7 of the teams are set. We're waiting to decide who's going to join this group, Duke or Murray State. We'll get started on Friday at 2 Eastern with Coastal Carolina and Arizona. Arizona, first year in the Big 12, rallied after losing Game 1 in Chapel Hill, 18-2, to win that series against North Carolina. As Will Veerling fouls it off the Duke dugout. And Coastal Carolina, under first-year head coach Kevin Schnall. Hottest team in the country right now. They've won 23 straight of the Chanticleers.
Yeah, they went into Auburn and took care of business in 2 games.
Winner of this one will get UCLA on Saturday afternoon. Now, you're from Omaha. Maybe some people don't know that. Grew up there. About when did you start going to the College World Series as a fan?
Oh, I think I went all the time as a youngster, but my dad would just drop me off at the ballpark. I'd be there all day for 3 or 4 games, buy a scorebook and see how many autographs from each team I could get. They'd come walking up the stairs at Rosenblatt Stadium, and I'd just be following the whole team, walking out to the bus, trying to get as many of them as I could get. You know, I remember Palmero, Clark, those guys were there when I was in high school. Magadan had that unbelievable year at Alabama.
Sure.
Got to see him in Omaha. Barry Bonds, Bob Horner.
Hall of Famers. To first base. Veerling hits it hard. Jake Hyde takes it himself for the first out. You know, Kyle Peterson one of our main college baseball analysts, also from Omaha. Just hearing you guys talk about being around that as a kid, what a treat that must have been.
Oh man, it was part of summer. I couldn't wait. And I always hated when somebody went home. You know, you get to see Maine and North Carolina every year, Arizona State, USC.
Breaking ball in for a strike to Dan Talon, who's 0 for 2.
I mean, Clemens with Texas. You know, that Texas team in '83, it's just ingrained in my mind. My dad would drop me off, or he'd stay with me for a game or two and then come back and pick me up at the end of the night.
As a kid, too, when ESPN was covering the College World Series in the early 80s. Swung out and missed, 1 and 2. Watching the games the next day, because they would play the games back throughout the entire morning and early afternoon until the game started again the next day. And I just thought that was great, being able to watch the games that you couldn't stay up for the night before. Chopper, and this is going to be a tough play. Berger, strong throw to first. Did he get him? Yes. Boy, Berger fielding it off that high hop, knew the clock was ticking, and he rifles it to first to get Talon for their second out.
This is what you get from the older veteran players. They have a sense of the timing of the play, and he knows he's got 0 time to get this ball in his glove and out of the glove, and a good throw. Just beats Talon by a step.
And now Nico Bermeo, the designated hitter. Murray State has just 1 hit since the first inning. That was a single back in the 5th inning by Dom Decker. 5 of their 6 hits came in the first. Zatkowski settled in, and now Reed Easterly, since coming on to start the 4th. Been really good.
Yeah. Gave up a single last inning, but that was it. Really soft contact, quick outs.
The 0-2, down and in.
I mean, this is very similar to yesterday's gameplay, where Duke got out to a 2-0 jump start, and then Murray State reeled it in and ended up playing from ahead the whole game. And we saw Murray State early jump out, and now Duke has settled it in. The pitching staff has been really, really good.
Rubbing the hat for luck. Bermeo, liner. Sliding over is Clark. He'll throw to first, and the side is out. A 1-2-3 inning for Reed Easterly. Good bullpen work by the left-hander. It stays 3-2 Duke halfway through the 6th. We're going to go back in time here to 1961. The Duke baseball team was coached by a man named Ace Parker back then. It was the last time Duke went to the College World Series. Lost to Oklahoma State 3-2. Beat Colorado State 15-3, and then lost to Boston College 4-3. Mike Krzyzewski was 14 years old. John F. Kennedy was into his 6th month as President of the United States. It's been a while, and they've been close, as they say around here, to kicking the door to Omaha down. They hope tonight's the night that they end a 64-year Omaha drought.
They've gotten to the supers. They just have not been able to get that last step in. And this is a possibility tonight.
Making Winslow to lead it off in the 6th for Duke. Jake Berger, who homered his last time up, he's on deck. And then Kyle Johnson, always a threat to run it out of here. He's in the 9-hole. Bat this inning against Reese Oakley. Breaking ball slammed to center. It's going to stay in the yard. Hogart drifting back. The ball is carrying tonight.
Yes.
You know, there's not the breeze that we had earlier, but the ball is carrying, as it was in the 4th inning for Jake Berger. It just kept drifting and drifting to center. Now, he hit it hard, but it just skims past the wall.
Yeah, balls are drifting a little bit more than I expected them to off the bat. I didn't think Berger's ball was going out, and you could see the look on Hogart was just drifting with it.
Another Harvard transfer, Jake Berger. He started every game at second base for the Blue Devils. That homer is first hit of the Super Regional. He's 1 for 7 now in the 3 games. Shift is on. Played him to pull here. And the defense for both of these teams has been solid.
Yeah, tonight it has been solid. It was a little bit of a problem yesterday for Duke.
Outfield straight away. In on the hands. Baseman Garner calling for it. Carson stays with it as it drifts to his left. 2 up, 2 down. 7 in a row set down by Reese Oakley out of the Murray State pen.
Similar to what he did game 1 on Saturday. A couple walks early, then settled in for 2+ innings. That was just a great sequence.
Kyle Johnson 0 for 1, hit by a pitch. That 4th homer came 2 days ago. And he just caught everybody by surprise in the 9-hole on Saturday. I don't think Murray State realized what they were up against when Johnson was inserted into the lineup because of A.J. Gracia's suspension. He is not your run-of-the-mill 9-hole hitter.
No.
But he hadn't been swinging it all that well. Still, they wanted him in the lineup to take the spot of Gracia, who had to be out for the day. And, man, he just waylaid Murray State pitching.
Yeah, best 2-way player in the country last year. Has struggled with his mechanics at the plate, and they really worked hard getting him into his legs a little bit more, a little bit taller in his posture. And Chris Pollard said over the last couple weeks in the simulated games and the time that he's gotten, the bat has been coming around.
There's a 3-0 strike. 3-1 to Kyle Johnson, who last year was Duke's first 2-way freshman All-American since Marcus Stroman 15 years ago. Pretty good company. You bet. 3-1. Breaking ball. Missed badly. So a 2-out walk to the 9-hole hitter. And back to the top in Wallace Clark. It's the second time that Murray State has put Johnson on with a freebie, hit him with a pitch in the 2nd, walk him here in the 6th.
Yeah, just not a very competitive at bat. With 1 strike and nothing else was really close to give Johnson a chance to go after anything.
Wallace Clark has been on 3 times tonight. A walk, a base hit, and hit by a pitch himself. Oakley throws over. Johnson doesn't have a lot of stolen bases this year. He hasn't been in the lineup as much as a lot of these players, but he does have speed. We saw that as well on Saturday.
Yes, he can flat out run. It's just a matter he hasn't been on the field much, and Duke is not a big stolen base team.
Here's a strike. Off speed. 0-1 to Clark. That stays away. The ball under strike. The senior captain, Wallace Clark from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Born in London. Played for the British national team in the 2024 World Cup.
Started all 8 games.
And he crushes this one to center. Hogart again going back. Still going back, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. Long out for Wallace Clark as Reese Oakley is thanking his lucky stars that this stays a 1-run game.
Drives the ball. Hogart gets there this time. Get warning track power, and that glove keeps coming off. Keep it on, young man.
3-2 as we go to the 7th inning now. Duke leading as Murray State will send 9, 1 and 2 to the plate. Connor Cunningham, Jonathan Hogart, and Dustin Mercer. Reed Easterly continues to work on the mound for Duke. Easterly tonight, 2 innings, no runs, just 1 hit allowed. That's inside, so he falls behind here to the leadoff man, the 9-hole hitter, 3-0. Cunningham walked his last time up.
Yeah, nibbling just a little too much. Most of the sinker ball guys get better with the more work that they get. 3 innings on Saturday, so as long as the arm feels good, he should be in a good groove, good sink action. He's just nibbling a little bit too much.
And here we are in the late stages of this one. Intensity ratchets up. There's a strike. Winner goes to the College World Series this weekend. Loser done for the year. What a year it's been for Murray State out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Fouled off. It's a good battle here by the veteran reliever.
Cunningham hasn't seen anything but 2-seam fastballs inside part of the plate. Easterly chooses to throw a little cutter right here. Feels like Cunningham might get locked up, but you don't want to walk the 9-hole.
Called strike 3, got him. First strikeout for Easterly since coming on.
It's just all about the sequence. Everything had been in, and then all of a sudden, now I'm going to move this way. A little cut fastball down bottom of the zone.
Dan Skirka.
All right.
Didn't like that necessarily, but Cunningham sits down with the first out, and here's Hogart in the top of the order. Murray State 1 for 16 at the plate with 6 strikeouts now since the first inning when they had their 5 hits right away there in the first and scored 2 runs. And Jonathan Hogart, he was the first hitter for Murray State tonight. He put it over the left field wall.
Did the same thing yesterday. He can ambush a pitch inner half of the plate. Since then, they have been pounding him in.
Oh, and he does it again. Into the pine trees. Second home run tonight. His 3rd of the Super Regional. And just like that, the Racers have tied this game at 3.
Felt like Easterly was on cruise control, and he had been able to locate fastballs both sides of the plate in. This one just does not get in enough. Almost throwing it into a Coke can to get this guy out. You don't get it there. 415 feet later.
Man, has he been fun to watch this year. 22 home runs on the season. That one went 413 feet. And now Mercer gonna have to beat this one out. The throw from Easterly. Got him. 2 outs.
Hogart is so good, man. You got to get that ball in there, drive it in right under the hands. If you don't get it there, you are getting punished.
3rd multi-homer game for Hogart this year. And you know, he's so good with the power numbers. Do you drop him down in the order? Obviously, Dan Skirka loves him in the leadoff spot. He thrives in the leadoff spot. But you know, some of these home runs, the guys on might be
helpful.
Might be helpful from time to time, especially with all those leadoff home runs that he has.
Yeah, but you're only really leading off 1 time a game, and then after that it kind of rolls through. But yeah, if you move him back behind Mercer and Decker, who are always on base, yeah, you could probably add some more ribbies to those homers.
But you also don't want to mess with the guy's mojo, because what he's got is working. 2 outs, 2 strikes to Carson Garner. Wrapped into a double play his last time to the dish. And this time puts it into center field for a base hit. Hit number 8 tonight for Murray State. Second this inning, and the Racers' bat starting to wake up again.
Garner's one of their best base stealers, 14 to 15 on the year. Breaking ball down in the bottom of the zone. He just leans out there and takes it right back up center field. Tell you what, man, you're seeing some really good pitches get hit really hard.
And the first pitch to Don Decker, who's 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles and an RBI.
Sorry, partner. I got to believe Chris Pollard is trying to get Easterly through this inning, and it's going to be Talon time for the 8th and 9th.
James Talon, the closer for Duke.
Not very often you get to map out your game, how it's going to go. Zatkowski, a little hiccup in the first, gets you through the 4th. You know Easterly will get you 3, maybe 4, and then you get to your closer in Talon. And that was what Pollard said when we were talking to him before the game. He really kind of had a hope that it would play out this way.
It's outside. And there is James Talon down there, number 17. Wouldn't you know it, he is a left-hander. They only have 12 on the roster.
Unbelievable.
12 left-handed pitchers on the staff.
There's major league organizations that don't have 12 good left-handers in the organization.
And Pollard is working the walkie-talkie. Don Decker at the plate. Ground ball. And Clark steps on the bag. That does it in the 7th. But a home run for Hogart.
Facing these big power hitters, you've got to get the ball right in on the corner, right under the hands. If you do not, you're feeding the trees with a baseball.
In a game that will decide the 8th and final team in the field in Omaha, it is Murray State 3, Duke 3, bottom of the 7th. Jonathan Hogart, a couple of home runs for the Racers. Rest of the offense, not so much. Henry Zatkowski, really efficient through 4 innings of his start. Berger and Hyde, solo home runs. And we're going to see a new pitcher now for Murray State as Reese Oakley is done after 3 1/3, and he did a really nice job, Greg. Just the 1 run allowed.
Yes, he did. Did a really nice job. Worked the fastball down in the zone. Got quick outs. Dylan Zentko comes in. We saw him on Saturday. Gave up 3 hits, a couple of runs, 44 pitches. Been pretty solid. He's one of their main guys, and he's coming in to face this part of the lineup with Gracia, Hyde, and Rounds that are all lefties.
Gracia was robbed of a potential home run his last time up in the 4th. He is 1 for 3. As Dustin Mercer made a great catch in front of the wall in right center. It's outside. UCLA is awaiting the winner in Omaha. That game will come your way at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. The 1-1 pitch from Zentko in there at 80 miles an hour for strike 2. And John Savage, one of 9 active coaches with a national title. Bruins are back in Omaha. Good to see UCLA back after a couple of down years.
Yes, it is. John Savage, excellent coach.
Chopper to first. And Gracia is retired.
Well, it's good to see the Bruins back.
First year in the Big Ten. Rock Chalowski, Bruin shortstop, guy that could be the first pick in the draft next year, having a great tournament. And now we're going to get time called. Here comes Dan Skirka to the mound.
Both these teams really work hard at doing like MLB with the matchups out of the bullpen.
Well, they didn't need much from Dylan Zentko, obviously. Pitching change. And they're going to Graham Kellum for their 2nd straight day. Well, this is interesting. With 1 out in the 7th inning, Dan Skirka is going to bring out his closer, Graham Kellum, who got a 3-inning save yesterday, his 9th of the season, setting a new program record. He threw 43 pitches yesterday. Here he comes back. A little over 24 hours later, they need him again. How much can he go tonight?
I don't know. That's the question. I mean, it's all going to be guts. Your arm doesn't feel very good. You're fatigued. You're tired. You're sore. You know, and if you're a single ball guy, that works out a little bit better. But Kellum is a four-seam curveball guy, and there's a lot of familiarity. He faced Miller twice yesterday.
Stan Skirka. He has a lot of trust in Kellum. Saved all 3 of the Racers' wins in Oxford. And there is a strike to Ben Miller.
No drop in velo. Back at 93.
It's been a tough night for Miller, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. This is laced down the line, but foul. You know that this crowd, if Miller does something special here to put Duke back in the driver's seat, would come unglued.
Absolutely. They are just waiting for him to explode in any moment. And he saw Kellum 2 ABs yesterday. Kellum got him out twice, both on breaking balls.
The pitch stays high, 2-2.
Clay, this is the fun part. So every night you're facing somebody, I'm a reliever, you're facing somebody back-to-back nights a lot. And the question is, do you change up your game or do you go back to how you got him out yesterday?
2-2 pitch. And got him with the off speed. There's your answer.
Well, the book is that you don't stop doing it. You make them change up your program. So if they're not hitting my slider, I'm not going to something different until they start hitting it. Kellum goes back to that slider that he got Miller on yesterday. Perfect location away, gets a big punch out.
And now here's Jake Hyde, who hit a home run in the 3rd inning. And that big breaking ball stays way away. Hyde hit it 431 feet to right center for his 12th home run of the year. That tied the game at 2.
Yesterday, Hyde tried to ambush Kellum. First pitch fastball away, hit it hard to center field, but inevitably it ended up in the glove of Hogart. So now you're seeing Kellum changing up the game. Breaking ball first pitch, change up, swinging miss. There's another curveball.
Murray State 3, Duke 3. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. 8 of Duke's 19 hits in this Super Regional have been homers. Swung out and missed. Graham Kellum comes in and gets a couple of outs as Zenko and Kellum and that Murray State bullpen can stand tall in the 7th inning.
Kellum going right in under the hands of Hyde. Big punch out. Graham Kellum back into the game, stabilizes his bullpen.
Under the lights in Durham with so much on the line. A trip to Omaha in the College World Series, which starts on Friday on ESPN. He's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick. This one's going to be decided late. We're in the 8th inning now. Luke Mistoni to lead it off for the Murray State Racers, trying to make their first ever College World Series appearance. And Reed Easterly continues to hurl here for Duke. He's been effective. 3 innings, 1 run, just 3 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. Check swing did not go. Luke Mistoni, base hit in the first. A couple of ground outs since. This is smashed to left. Going back is Albright. He's going to watch it leave. Goodbye. Home run, Luke Mistoni. And the Racers regain the lead 4-3.
Mastoni's 4th home run of the year. Comes at the biggest point of the year. Look at that guy's expression, hasn't changed at all.
Luke Mastoni, transfer from Cal State Fullerton, was looking for a soft place to land. Found a program in the western part of the state of Kentucky, and he has been beloved by these Murray State Racers fans. 9 hits in Oxford last weekend, and just put the Racers ahead here in the 8th inning, 4-3 in the Super Regional.
Talked about it, about Hogart, got to get the ball in there. Making Winslow is set up on the inside corner. This cut fastball does not get to the location. Stoney's 4th home run of the year.
Third home run of the night for the Racers. Hogart had one in the 1st. And another one in the 7th, and now this one by Mastoni in the 8th. And here comes Brady Kirkpatrick as the Yale transfer Reed Easterly has relinquished the lead. And they are going to make a pitching change. James Talon, the closer, coming in, trailing in the 8th inning. Luke Mastoni, one of the biggest hits in Murray State baseball history, just giving the Racers the 4-3 lead in the 8th inning of Game 3 of the Super Regional. We were talking with Dan Skirka before the game, and he said this season, arguably the biggest accomplishment in Murray State sports history, what this team has done. And this is before perhaps going to Omaha. This team is on a magical carpet ride, and they don't want to get off.
Yeah, just getting the 1 win in the Sweet 16, equivalent to anything that this basketball team, football, anybody has ever done.
Well, James Talon, 6'5", nearly 200-pound junior, making his 21st appearance, has had some big moments in his Duke career at the back end of the Blue Devils bullpen. He comes in here, looking to shut down Murray State the rest of the way and give his offense a chance to retake the lead. And his first pitch to Will Vierling is up and in.
Fastball's going to be 4-seam variety, 90-94. Really plays up at the top of the zone, almost unhittable up there. Added a cutter this year to go along with a slider. And he comes in, feels like 1 pitch too late.
Well, Talon, his lone NCAA tournament appearance this season was against Georgia, pitched 2 2/3, struck out 5. Got the save in that win to send Duke to the regional final, and that hit Vierling. And so Vierling is on with nobody out.
Now batting the left fielder, number 37, Dan Talon.
40-year-old Dan Skirka, former Racers assistant, left for a time, came back as the head coach, and in a short time has turned this program around. That was inside and fouled off. And Dan Talon, who's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts.
This ball looked like it hit him.
It sure did, but I think it got a piece of the bat. Yeah, and it got a piece of the catcher, Macon Winslow, too.
That's a guy going up there going, if you throw me a fastball, I'm swinging. I don't care where it is.
And sliders outside. The ball and a strike to Talon. Talon blasted a home run yesterday, his 11th of the year, a 2-run shot in the 7th. He has a team best 75 RBIs out of the 7 hole.
not your prototypical lineup, loading your best RBI guy in the 7th spot. It really goes to show the length of this lineup and how good 1 through 9 they are.
Racers have retaken the lead. 3-1 pitch. This is Smoke to right. And over the head of Johnson. That's going to carry him off the wall. Keep an eye on Vierling. He's being waved around third. He is going to come in and score. And Talon into third with a stand-up RBI triple. Five-3 Racers.
Fastball down in the zone. Talon drops ahead, hammers this ball to right field. Nice effort by Johnson, but just gets over his head, hits this little carom part. It's way down the line, stand-up triple, stand-up RBI triple.
Second triple of the year for Talon, 76th run batted in, and arguably none bigger this year. There's now the lead is 2. And here's Brady Kirkpatrick, the pitching coach, out again. The last time Murray State was 1 win away from Omaha, 1979. You were still running around Omaha as a fan at the College World Series. The head coach at that time, the legendary Johnny Reagan. They were called the Thoroughbreds back then, or just the Breds for short. And here is Murray State now with a 2-run lead in the 8th inning and not done. Infield drawn in for Bermeo.
They were 1-2. They went 2-2 at the Starkville Regional back in '79.
Bermeo is 0 for 3.
Infield drawn in. Talon looking for that first out. And I am sure only one appearance in the postseason. He's got to be amped up. He's got to find a way to settle in.
Yeah, that's a big miss. 2-1. 2023, just a couple of years ago, Talon was a stopper of the year finalist. Had such a great season. There's a strike, 95 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate. Bermeo can't hit it. 2-2.
Great freshman year last year, had a torn labrum in his hip that he was pitching through.
Full count to Bermeo, and Cunningham, the 9-hole hitter, is on deck. That was probably ball 4, but Bermeo offered at him.
You got high leverage fastball. You got to get the bat started on anything close, and yeah, it was probably ball 4.
Fifth-year senior from Chicago, Nico Bermeo. 3-2 pitch, outside, walked him. Runners at the corner, still nobody out, and Cunningham coming to the plate. Hitless tonight, but he had a 2-run homer yesterday.
Shortstop, number 14, Connor Cunningham.
Pollard got to the top step and was making some motions over to first base to make sure that Jake Hyde's going to hold Bermeo.
How aggressive would they potentially be with him as that pitch is inside to Cunningham?
Well, you want him to hold the runner on if you're Murray State, because you got a left-handed Cunningham right here that's got a bigger hole between first and second. So you're probably going to leave Bermeo over at first base.
That's outside. 2-0 to Connor Cunningham, the freshman from Batesville, Arkansas. As the Duke bullpen is going both guns here, Nard and Collins Black. Inside, 3-0. And the top of the order And Jonathan Hogart, who has 2 homers tonight. The last one he hit went into the pine trees 413 feet away in left field. Strike. Murray State, 2 runs in the first, 1 in the 7th, 2 here in the 8th to take the lead. And walked him again. Back-to-back walks as James Talon has lost control. And Jonathan Hogart walking to the plate. This is what he has done tonight, Greg.
2 home runs on the day, had another one yesterday. This dude, you throw him something that does not get in, he is going to buggy whip it out over the fence and left.
He comes up now with the bases full of racers. Trying to open this game wide. A game that could send them to Omaha. Six home runs in this national tournament. Swings at the first pitch, which he often likes to do.
These racers had 15 hits on the first pitch in Oxford, and 7 of them for extra base hits. That is their motto. They want to ambush you early in the count.
Swung and miss on that slider. 2 strikes. Dan Tocken with his RBI triple. He's at 3rd. Bermeo walked. And Cunningham also walked. Bases loaded. Still nobody out for Murray State. Drawn in infield. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2.
Nice job by Winslow behind the plate, getting way out of the crouch to get that little cut fastball. That cut fastball has been very ineffective so far for Talon.
Outside. Murray State, the 10th 4 seed to reach the Super Regional round since the format came into existence in 1999. 2nd straight from the Missouri Valley Conference. Evansville played Tennessee and Knoxville last year. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout for James Talon as he gets Hogart to sit down for the first out.
Well, there is a theory that everybody wants to be a hero. They come up to the plate, they're going to expand the zone at the plate. And right here is an example of it. Hogart chasing a ball that's a good 1.5 feet outside.
And now this is Mercer. He'll jump on the first pitch and peel it back out of play. I don't know what it is about the Missouri Valley Conference, but you know, it's a mid-major conference that's just been getting 1 bid in the field of 64 in recent years. There's another one who's fouled off, 0-2 to Mercer, but this conference always makes noise. Indiana State 2 years ago made it to the Super Regionals. Evansville last year. Now the Racers here in Durham trying to punch a ticket to Omaha for the first time ever.
Talon has locked it back in. Full attack mode with that fastball. You can see Coach Skirka looking over at Talking at third base. Hey, ball in the dirt, be ready.
Talon's 2-strike pitch. Took something off. They're going to come home. The force at the plate. Yep, got it. Making Winslow did a little tap dance there to get his foot down for the second out.
Pretty routine. I was just going to question if Hyde was going to be able to get back to first base, but he makes Winslow get off there. A little tap dance, make sure he finds and gets that big force out for the second out.
Talon is not out of the woods yet. He has to deal to Carson Garner. His 17 home runs. And that pitch is way wide.
That's that cut fastball again. Just completely losing it. He's not getting out front with it and creating just a little bit of a 6-inch break.
Couple of hits tonight for Carson Garner. Also wrapped into a double play.
This top of the lineup for the Racers is really expanding the zone, trying to ambush a Talon fastball. Completely out of their game. They're usually very effective at getting you inside the zone.
Bases loaded, the 1-1, and now it's 1-2. Here come the Duke fans on their feet, trying to be a little wind in the sails for James Talon as he tries to wiggle off the hook here in the 8th inning. One-two to Garner. Got it! It stays interesting in Durham. Murray State leaves them loaded, but they get two big ones. Luke Mastoni started the inning with a home run. Talon gets a RBI with a triple, and the Racers have a 2-run lead in the 8th. We're getting closer to punching the 8th and final ticket to Omaha. It's either going to be Murray State or Duke. Duke needs to come back. Down 2 as they hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ben Rounds to lead it off, and he takes strike 1 from Graham Kellum. Ben Rounds, last time he faced Kellum, led off the 8th inning with a solo home run. It didn't matter in the grand scheme of things as Murray State had an insurmountable lead, but he went the opposite way for his 9th home run of the year.
Yeah, first pitch fastball, and you saw Kellum's going, I got a 2-run lead. Have at it if you want this first pitch fastball.
Strikes him out on 3 pitches. Graham Kellum, coming back on no rest after a 3-inning save yesterday, has looked sharp.
That is the thing. If you throw yesterday, you're going to be a little sore. The numbers are going to be a little down velocity-wise, but you're going to be able to locate. You got a great feel for the baseball. I've talked about fastballs in, man. That was absolutely perfect. Right under the hands, painted inside, big punch out.
3 strikeouts for Kellum. He has faced 3 batters. He got Miller and he got Hyde to end the 7th. Gets Rounds to start the 8th, and now dealing to Tyler Albright. Albright's 1 for 3 tonight. And time is called as Will Vierling has some communication issues. We saw Steve Adkins changing the batteries on that device before the game. About 2 hours before game time, he was going through the batteries and making sure everything was up to snuff. Steve Adkins, the pitching coach. That's cut on and missed by Albright. 1-1. There's Steve. He's done a really good job with his pitching staff, and you know, he's got some warriors in this super regional. High chopper, going to be a tough play for Cunningham. Throws on the run, got him. Boy, the freshman Connor Cunningham, you can tell he's a coach's son.
If that ball got to that next bounce, it was going to be a tough play to get Albright with their best Duke base runners. You can see he's attacking. He is trying to get that hop. He knows if he gets the next one, there's no chance. It's really athletic shortstop. Nice play.
His dad, Justin, a Division III head coach at Lyon College in Arkansas. Grew up around the game from the earliest days. So 2 outs now for Macon Winslow as Duke is starting to run out of outs.
I feel like if you get one base runner on, Johnson's had such a good super. Just want to bring up the tying run to the plate, give him a chance.
1-0, sprayed the other way, foul. Macon Winslow 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of hits in the super, had a 2-run homer in Duke's 5-run 6th inning yesterday. That brought Duke to within 2. Made it 10-8 Murray. That 1-1 got away from Kellum. There's Berger on deck. Jake Berger hit a home run in the 4th inning. That gave the Blue Devils the lead at the time, made it 3-2. It's off the plate. 3-1. And if Berger can come up here with Winslow aboard, things get mighty interesting again.
Yes, they do. Boy, you sure don't want to walk, especially with a 2-run lead. You feel like, as an old closer, you attack the zone, you make him beat you.
He does, and it's hit hard, and it is gone. Home run. Macon Winslow. 2-out line drive homer. His 9th of the year, and it's a 1-run game.
That's the mindset going, I'm not going to walk you. Here's a fastball right down Broadway. Winslow, catcher, knows what the game is. He is right on time for that 4-seam fastball.
That's what Duke has been doing. Home runs. That's their first hit since the leadoff homer by Berger in the 4th inning. 9 of their 20 hits in their Super Regional have been home runs.
The veteran team, great at bats. A little offensive meeting going on.
And Chris Pollard is going to send up a pinch hitter. It's Noah Murray. Noah Murray was 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter yesterday.
So, yeah, he's pinch hitting. Berger's a lefty. Kellum's a righty. Why is he pinch hitting Noah Murray? Kellum holds left-handed pitch hitters to a 178 batting average. Right-hand hitters are hitting 290 on the year.
Murray is sophomore. Played third base in the regional final when Ben Miller was out with the hand injury. He's been an important role player this season. Trying to deliver a big hit. Check this swing, he went. 2-1. Way outside, 3-1. And Kyle Johnson, who went off at the plate on Saturday, is on deck. Nobody in the bullpen for Murray State. This is Graham Kellum's inning. Walked him. Tying runners at first, and here comes Johnson.
Seen Kellum that bad, and he just very non-competitive at bat. We get a pinch runner, and we're going to get a mound visit. Kellum's been their guy. There's nobody going to warm up. There's nobody coming in to get him.
There's Andrew Bell, the new runner at first base. He'll run for Murray. And Kyle Johnson. Saturday's game is going to be remembered for a long time in Duke baseball circles for that hitting performance. 4 for 4, a homer, couple of doubles, drove in 5 on the day. But it won't be remembered nearly as fondly if Duke doesn't get to Omaha. He has a chance here to do something special again.
Yes, he does. He was really special that day. They could not get him out. Everything he hit was on the barrel. And now's his moment. He's found his way on base. He's rolled it to the top of the lineup.
Winner gets to Omaha to take on the UCLA Bruins on Saturday. Strike one.
All 4 of Johnson's hits were on fastballs away. He did not see very many breaking balls for a strike.
The 0-1 from Kellum. That's in the turf, knocked down beautifully by Vierling. What a great stop by the Louisville transfer.
It's just unbelievable how far he got out there and was able to body this ball up, because that tying run is at first base.
Just saved 90 feet. Breaking ball just missed the outside corner. 2-1 to Johnson. And you've got the top of the order right behind Johnson here in Wallace Clark.
You don't want to walk the tying run to second base, but you don't want to throw a fastball in a fastball count. You're either going to need to locate something inner part of the plate with that fastball, or you're going to go to that slider that you landed strike one.
Bell at first. The pinch runner. 2-1 to Johnson. Strike two. Count is even. Graham Kellum trying to dig down deep and protect this Murray State lead. Got him! What a strikeout for Graham Kellum. No doubt the biggest out he has recorded here in the postseason. And Murray State gives up one, but they still have the lead going to the ninth. The ninth inning now. Andrew Bell stays in the game for Duke at second base. Dom Decker, the leadoff hitter for Murray State, leading 5-4 in the ninth. The last Missouri Valley Conference team to make Omaha, Missouri State. That was in 2003. And Murray State trying to do something for the first time in program history, and that's get to the College World Series. Outside is James Talon. Gave up a couple of runs last inning and kind of struggled at times with the strike zone.
Made it real interesting. Gave up the triple to Talkin, but after that, locked it in when the bases got loaded like a good closer. Low heartbeat, figured it out. And right now, he's got to get back at it.
After we're done here in Durham, we'll take you to Sports Center. NHL finals going on tonight. This one here has the college baseball world enraptured. The 8th and final spot in Omaha on the line between Murray State and Duke. Dom Decker has had just an absolutely fantastic postseason. A couple of hits tonight, has 8 in the Super Region. JUCO transfer from Wallace State in Alabama. Heading the count here 3-0 to start the inning. And that's inside, walked him. So Talon gives up a 4-pitch walk to start the ninth. And here comes Luke Mastoni, who homered to lead off last inning.
Now batting the first baseman, number
Talon
25.
just gets a little bit loose. Like I said, he locked it back in. But 4 pitches, very non-competitive at bat.
Mastoni's 4th home run of the year. Put Murray State in front, 4-3 at the time. Former high school shortstop has been very good at first base this year for the Racers. And he's going to lift this one into short right. Andrew Bell, who just came into the game, chases after it, but he's called off by Johnson for the first out.
If you were thinking that Murray State was going to play small ball, they have had 7 sacrifice bunts on the year. It is
Now
not
batting
in their
Mercer,
game.
number 17, Will Vierling.
What are these players feeling now?
They're still in the moment. You know, you're still in it. Duke getting that one back makes them feel like, hey, we're one swing away. We've done all our damage on home runs. We just need one more. And Murray State's going, boy, if we could just find a way to get that one run back here, give our closer a 2-run lead.
Talon's pitch is whacked into center. Backing off is Gracia. He has it for the second out. Bierling hit it hard. And he is retired. And I'll bring up Talon with 2 down.
Now batting the left fielder, number
Looking ahead
37, Dan
to the Duke 9th inning, it's at the top of the order. Wallace Clark, A.J. Gracia, and Ben Miller. You were talking about home runs, Greg Olson. Well, they all homered yesterday. And it's 1, 2, and 3 due up for Duke. If you're going to drop a blueprint for a comeback, you might start there.
Yeah, and that's how big those last couple of at-bats were the last inning against Kellum. Finding a way to making Winslow to hit the home run. That's awesome. But the walk now brings up the top of the lineup again the 9th inning.
Talon to second. Bell throws him out. Last chance for Duke. Will there be magic here in Durham? Back in a moment. Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Great start to the night for Jonathan Hogart. His first of 2 home runs.
Doing serious damage early in counts. Has been doing it all year long. He does it at the biggest moment, the biggest game, this Murray State history.
Already a program record 43 wins. A 44th sends them to Omaha. They need 3 more outs. Graham Kellum, a 3-inning save yesterday. He has pitched an inning and 2/3 tonight. He allowed 1 run. Last inning on the homer by Winslow. He is trying to protect a 1-run lead. He has to face Wallace Clark, A.J. Gracia, and Ben Miller, 1, 2, and 3 here in the Duke 9th. Combined, they are 2 for 10 tonight with 2 singles. And Kellum buries a strike to Clark.
Clark flew out to center field on a first pitch fastball yesterday against Kellum.
Breaking ball hit him. Tying run is on.
You're trying to get him out with that breaking ball down in the zone. Just pulled it into the kneecap. Duke will bunt, but not very often. 14 sacrifice bunts on the year. Probably not going to bunt with these 2 guys coming up.
Outside A.J. Gracia, 1 for 4 tonight. 15 home runs on the season for the sophomore from New Jersey. Chris Pollard says, I want to make Jack Coombs Field feel like the Cameron Indoor of college baseball. The fans have taken note of that comment. They've turned out this weekend trying to end a 64-year drought without getting to Omaha. There's a strike at the belt, 2-1.
As a closer, you know these guys are trying to do damage. So you're trying to stay out of fastball counts and trying to stay out of predictable fastball pitches.
There's your fastball, popped up. Coming toward the line, Talon, long run. Bullpen makes the catch. Dan Talon had to go a long way to get it, and he had that bullpen mound to contend with, but he gets the first out of the inning.
Gracia got a couple good pitches to hit. Long run by the left fielder.
Number 34, Ben Miller.
He's got to worry about those mounds that are coming up quick. It's a little two-seamer. I mean, a lot of plate. Gracia got something good to hit.
And now Durham's own Ben Miller. 21 home runs on the year. He has been quiet tonight, 0 for 4 with a strikeout.
Kellum got him out with a slider. The last two at-bats, they faced each other.
He has waited his whole life for an opportunity like this. Ben Miller, from just down the street, went to Jordan High School. He represents the game-winning run that would send this program to Omaha for the first time since 1961. Breaking ball got him to miss it. Way out of the zone, and Miller just chased it.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. He goes up there with a game plan. He got the pitch that he wanted to hit. It was just diving out of the zone. And as I said earlier, these guys all want to be the hero in this moment.
Ground ball. They're going to get the lead runner. They will not get two, and Dom Decker is down. They're going to call double play. Game is over. They're going to call interference, and Murray State is going to Omaha.
Chris Pollard is livid.
Chris Pollard asking for a review. So the umpires are going to put this celebration on ice. The Racers in full celebration mode being called off the field as this is going to video review.
Let's see if we had interference at second base. Clark coming in. It wasn't the contact I thought it was on initial take. Decker is in the baseline. I mean, the slide is going towards the bag. The question is, does Wallace Clark get out of the baseline? And I don't think he does. I don't think this is going to be interference.
It was called a double play on the field, effectively ending the game and the Super Regional.
Just that little look right there. Decker's just a little bit out of the base. He's inside just a little bit. I mean, that's such a tough call in that spot, Clay. I don't think you can make that call. You got to give it one more at bat because Clark's going straight into the bag.
It's all up to the replay official and the umpires to decide, is this series over? Is Murray State on to Omaha, or do we play on?
Is he out of the baseline right there? Or is he going directly into the bag? You have to go directly into the bag. This isn't the old baseball where you could go wipe a guy out 3 feet wide of the bag. We're going to get extensive looks because this is the end of the game, possibly. I mean, a little look, he has got a foot, 2 feet out of the baseline. Technically, it should stand.
Here's the call. Hold your breath, folks. We play on in Durham.
I think they got it right, Clay. I don't think you can end a game on that. Wallace Clark went directly into the bag. His bent leg caught the foot of Decker.
So now one more hitter at least for Duke, and it's Jake Hyde. And this is what Jake Hyde did in the third inning. 431 feet, just a moonshot to right center field. At that time, it tied the game at 2.
Hey, here's something to think about. These racers just had a dog pile. They just celebrated. They thought that they were going to Omaha. Now they're back out on the field. Kellum, the bottom of the dog pile, he's got to regroup, pull it together.
Zach Jackson, the pinch runner for Miller. Probably the fastest guy on this Duke roster, and he represents the tying run. Jake Hyde at the plate representing the game-winning run. And Graham Kellum trying again for one more out. Gets it popped up, but out of play. Wow.
Yeah. These guys had shirts out, were celebrating a couple minutes ago.
Now Murray State has to refocus. Duke has life. Little high. Ball and a strike to Hyde. Blue Devils down to their last out.
Kellum struck out Hyde in the 7th inning on a fastball in. Tried to get it in there, just missed.
Breaking ball fouled off, 1-2. And now the Blue Devils down to their last strike. Murray State trying to be the 4th 4 seed to crash the party in Omaha. Two and two.
This is the hardest pitch to make for a closer. You're so amped up. Your adrenaline is as high as it possibly can get. You want to punch out. You want to end the game with authority. And Kellum just amped up too much on that last fastball.
Nobody is sitting down here at Jack Coombs Field. 94 years they have waited for postseason baseball here, and boy, what a treat it has been. Does Duke have a big blow in them? Down 1, 2 outs, the 2-2. Ground ball to first. Ball game. Murray State has done it. Upset in Durham. The Racers race on to Omaha.
Continues for Murray State. Great pitching outing all the way around. Offense was just enough. Murray State's going to Omaha for the first time in their history.
And the Blue Devils just crushed Super Regional at home. Can't get it done. 4th time in the Super, so close. But it is Murray State advancing. And the celebration the second time around, even that much sweeter. And how about Graham Kellum? He was terrific. His 4th win. And the Racers get their first trip to Omaha. There's Big Skirk. He was embracing Little Skirk, his 9-year-old son Keegan, who was in tears of joy. And this has to feel good for that university. Murray State, their biggest, most significant sports achievement in that school's history, as the Racers are going to the College World Series this weekend. Dan Skirka, congratulations, Coach. I know you have your boy in your arms there, and just To have that celebration moments ago, have to put it on ice,
Man.
and then get another out. What are the emotions right now?
God is great. God is great. You know, I watched some of those games last night. Coach Forbes, Coach McDonald, just, you know, in victory and loss, praising and pointing everyone to the word, and that's what we try to do. We try to lead these guys through this great game. We try to be the example and lead them, and it's just a great group. We're so blessed. We're so blessed.
Coach, you've got your son in your arms there, Keegan. I know he means a lot to this program. We've got some video that we're going to roll in right now, and just talk a little bit about what he has meant and what it's been like to have your son experience this ride with you.
Him and my wife and all these guys, I love them all. They're unbelievable. They're waiting right here. They think they're going to get me. I'm on camera. Fellas, I appreciate everything, but we got to go right now, all right?
You bet. All good. There's a bath that he is going to enjoy for the rest of his life when he watches this back. Dan Skirka. 5 straight years he has built this program up and got it to a point where it's a program record 44 wins and counting, and the 44th gets him to Omaha for the first time in program history. And now we know that Murray State will take on UCLA on Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. The College World Series starts this Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN.
It's just an unbelievable story. These guys, veteran hitters, veteran pitchers. Graham Kellum, back-to-back days. Yes, you deserve to hold that trophy up. Just a wonderful team to watch.
And for the Duke Blue Devils, another fantastic season. When it comes to an end, there will be one team from the ACC, the Louisville Cardinals, in Omaha this year, as the Duke Blue Devils lose a great ball game to the Murray State Racers. The final score, Murray State 5, Duke 4. The Men's College World Series again begins on Friday. For Greg Olson and our entire crew, I'm Clay Matvick saying so long from Jack Coombs Field in Durham. We now send you to SportsCenter. Congratulations to the Racers.